All right, guys, so once you log into your wiki, your dashboard's going to come up, and as I told you that you could use a lot of different wikis for a lot of different things. I use mine for collaborating with other teachers. Down at the bottom, I created a practice one, and when you open it, it's going to look a lot like yours probably looks. So when you go in and open your wiki, it should look like this. Now, here's the thing that you may have had our time with was how do I edit it? And remember, there's this little button up here that'll open the wiki controls. I do not know why Wikispaces doesn't have it automatically open, but that's what they do. So in order to edit this page, I click edit, and then it looks a lot like a regular um, uh, word processor that you see on the internet with your fonts, your headers, numbers, bullets. You can add in a line. Here's links if you want to add links, if you want to upload a file, insert a table. This is the undo. So if you make a mistake, like I just deleted that and I didn't mean to delete it, I just undo it. Or I was like, oh wait, I did mean to do that. I can redo it. So it's done. This is a preview. This will let you to show you what it looks like. I don't use that very much, but you can take a look at it before you save it. And then there's save. The widgets are the things that you can add in. Like say you want to add in a video or something. It's a little more advanced, and I can show you this a little bit more later. But I do encourage you to use table of contents, embed table of contents, and it'll show up over here. And then as you put in your header, so let's say my bio, I want to make that the title. And then maybe I have sections here, what I like to do, and maybe I put what I am involved with. Now what's really cool is if I go back and make these second headers, or I can make it first headers, doesn't really matter, I'm going to choose two. Let me show you when it saves what it does to your table of contents, is it embeds those into your table of contents. Okay, now notice there's a mistake there. See how TOC is showing up? That's because I didn't put a space here. So it's picking up the table of contents. So now save it, it will go away. Now I should just have the three things. Nope, it's showing my table of contents at the top. There's my bio and then the two subsections that I did. So as you fill this out, if you've ever done a website and you go in and click, what am I involved with, and it scrolls all the way down the page, that's what that's doing. Okay. All right, so that's your bio. All right, so we're in edit. If you look up here to the right, you want to add a page. You just click the plus sign and it does it for you. And your second page should be your PLP. And then you'll say create and it automatically makes the page for you. Now remember, if you ever end up with something looking like, well, hold on, it's not going to cooperate with me. Oh, because I need to put something there to save. So we have my PLP, or you could even put personal leadership plan. All right, and then you hit save. All right, and that's it's in there. Now let me show you again. If you come in and there's no edit choices, click right there on that little button and it'll allow you to go to the edit feature. That's probably the step you guys have been missing. Now, if you remember, for our personal leadership plan, we used Moodle Bears and we cut and pasted it over. Remember, in Moodle, you can get in really quick. If you don't log in, you can well, I'm already logged in. So, but you can always log in as a guest and you can always use the password lowercase bears. Sometimes it's a faster way to get in. But so I go into 6th and I scroll down. Now you're seeing what I see, so this isn't what you'll see. This is the instructor page. But you'll go back down to the Unit 1, Skills USA. And down here at the bottom, you will see personal leadership plan. And right down here are your 6 sections. So what I'll do is I'll cut and paste it, copy. So remember, you can do Control-C on your keyboard to copy. Come here, and then you click Control, that's that little button at the bottom left of your keyboard, V, and it pastes. Now let's come here and let's get rid of the bullets because that doesn't look good and it's going to mess up your formatting. All right, and then we want to break out each of our sections. And once you're done with that, come over here just to make it look nice. That'll give you a header for each one. And then you'll delete you'll delete this later because that's just going to guide you in what you're doing. All right. And now that you got that kind of looking like that, what you can do is you can make this the heading. You can make these the secondary headers, or you can make them the first headers. Well, that looks fine either way. So, oops, hold on, take it to normal. Whenever you mess up, take it to normal, and then take it back to what you were doing. And you don't have to click on everything. You just click on the line. It makes that whole line the header. I'll show you in a minute while we're going through this. It's because up here, you're going to insert a widget. That widget's going to be your table of contents. Embed, shows up over there. And then when I save it, it'll show you what it looks like. So this is what people who visit you will see. See how nice that looks? And they can jump down to that section because you'll fill all this in. You'll have paragraphs in here, and they can click and see all your stuff right listed there. So let's go back into edit. So what you're going to do now is you're going to come in here and go, what groups, clubs, sports, or activities of the House of Faith would you like to be a part of in the next few years, and why? And just go ahead and start just typing that in. I would like, and just start filling that out. Put a space between it just so it looks nice. Now once you finish this part, you've already done the answer and you don't need this prompt anymore. Delete it, and then that way it's your answer. Okay. So what are your strengths and weaknesses in leadership? That's going to be a paragraph, and then another paragraph. It doesn't automatically push in, so you could choose to do a bullet here to make it stand out your 2 paragraphs for weaknesses and strengths, or whatever you want to do. So that's going to be a paragraph, and that's going to be a paragraph. So this is what it'll look like if you decided to do a bullet for each one of those paragraphs. Okay, and then as you finish, you do want to always put a space. You always want there to be a little breathing room there, and that'll make that look nice. And again, once you've answered those 2 paragraphs, one for strengths, one for weakness, go ahead and go back and delete that, and see how nice that looks. How can you improve your leadership skills? That's going to be a paragraph once you get done with that. Roles and offices best suited for you. I talked about that. I think you thought like secretary, treasurer, someone who worked behind the scenes was what you like doing. And then you have your offices, that's that. And then what competitions, and I never got back with you on that. I need to, you and I can talk about, there's a couple of good ones I think you'll be good for. And then your timeline, and that can be something you can do as a picture, you could do just bullets, or 9th grade year, and tell me what you want to do. And when you're done, what it'll look like is it just kind of, it's got spacers, so it looks nice in between them. And again, as this gets longer, someone can jump right down to the section that you're on. So that's what the table of contents does. So I think the big problem you and your mom ran into was that this was closed, and you couldn't find that button that opens the edit features. I think that's where y'all got a little bit lost. But email me if y'all have any more problems, but I think that's all we need to worry about.